I don't know if you call it an advantage or a disadvantage, but I didn't write anything for this book. I'm not a writer. I made an infographic. I think they gave me the section that none of the writers wanted. It's about 40 years in the desert. So I made an infographic about all the camps they talk about in Maasai, the 40 years in the desert. Here's what I'm going to try to do to entertain you. It's called Maasai, the unbelieving generation. Sermons in my childhood temple were windy and wonderful. Rabbi Mahler would start a sermon with a very topical subject, but twist and turn it into a conclusion that you would have never seen coming. He did it with such ease, such finesse, that it just always somehow made sense. On Yom Kippur, we fast, and I'm fidgeting, and I've got hunger groans because it's Yom Kippur, and I want to make a third trip to the bathroom just because it's a fun thing to do. And is Adam Katz looking at me because we had that dance at my bar mitzvah? Is that like something that's, hey, yeah. The talking is still going on. And that is why bagels are not really a Jewish food, Temple Emmanuel. That was kind of the king of the sermons that he gave when he told us that bagels weren't a Jewish food on Yom Kippur. That was lots of hunger groans at that one. It was a real art that Rabbi Mahler had. He could pretzel knot sermons into unlikely conclusions that all made us think a little bit more. And when his attempts were met with furrowed brows, he would just whip out his guitar and start some pulpit jams. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, pulpit jams? No, you didn't grow up Reformed. I don't claim to be Rabbi Mahler, but I would like to try my hand at his associative spiraling. This is what I'd sound like if I was a rabbi.
Masai means journey. Where do we find ourselves reading this Porsche about Masai? In San Francisco. A journey is a big deal in San Francisco. With a capital J, I'm talking about journey. That's right. You kids know what I'm talking about. Don't stop believing. That's what they said. They commanded us. Isn't that right? God would be pleased with that command. Yes, don't stop believing. We as San Franciscans, we believe so hard in Journey. We believe him at Giants games, Gigantes, as the kids say nowadays. We believe about him drunken at karaoke bars. We believe about Journey so hard that we kind of started to hate Journey. Am I right? Right? We kind of came full circle. Much like the Jews, Maasai, a journey, got a little sick of 40 years in the desert. Am I right? All right. Maybe they needed a new tune. Yes? Something that they could proclaim upon the hilltops every morning when they woke up. Imagine that, boys and girls. If you can. If you have a guitar in your seat, just bring it up. You can come up on stage, just room on the pulpit, on the bima. Come on, you. Young man, you don't look very Jewish, but you can come up and stand next to me being so handsome as you are. When I wake up, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the one who's camping in the sand. And when I go out, I know what I'm gonna find. I'm gonna find myself plenty of more sand. And when I get lost, God forbid it's on Mount Hor, I'll be spending there with Aaron evermore. And if I become part of the unbelieving generation, I hope God won't use the desert as my mouthwash. And I would camp for 20 years, and I would camp for 20 more, just to be that tribe that camped for 40 years after the Red Sea tour. I want some different slides for my second chorus. One more, please. Oh, there we go.
on the steps of Moab. I know that Jews are gonna be, they're gonna be the one drawing family trees. And when they find out that there's been gods built on that are unlike gods, they'll burn them down. I want to do that verse again. There was so much there. I'm sorry, Jonas. The lyric is so good, I have to do it again. And when the statues get in the way of gods, I'll melt almost every idol down to globs. And when I come home, I know I'm gonna find 11 there. And when I do, I'm gonna give them half of my land. And the land of Canaan, where we gotta keep it clean, cause Lord knows this isn't a dry run. And I would camp for 20 years, and I would camp for 20 more, just to be the tribe that camped for 40 years after the desert tour. Israelite, 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 and we would camp for 20 years, and we would camp for 20 more, just to be the tribe